Hello guys, round 1 of Swiss stage is over and we had some exciting games today. In this video I will do a quick recap of each game, provide short intro about tomorrow's games and give you update on the pick'ems. As we had a lot of games and I don't want to waste your time, I will not dive deep into every match. Let's go! In our first game we had T1 vs Team Liquid. In the draft T1 prioritized late game control comp with Orianna, Ashe, Sejuani and Renata. Team Liquid on the other hand chose a solid pick comp that also had a good scaling. The game was surprisingly even for the first 20 to 25 minutes and this was all caused by Pioshik's insane performance on Lee Sin. Insane ganks and good solo kills were keeping Team Liquid in the game, and not only that, they were ahead on goal during this whole time. T1 looked shaky, but they've always managed to trade objective for cross-map plays. It was minute 35 when Team Liquid started pushing their victory forward. They forced a team fight with beautiful engage by Summit. However, T1 managed to turn the tides by perfectly executing the team fight. They clean aced Team Liquid and won the game just like that. In our second game we had Cloud9 vs Mad Lions. Cloud9 prioritized flex picks like Talia and Cassante, while Mad picked solid comp and Ezreal as AD carry. I will be really honest with you guys and I'm sorry to all Cloud9 fans and Mad Lion fans, but this game was really boring. Mad took first blood and had big early game advantage. However, they did nothing throughout the entire game for 30 minutes and they lost. That's pretty much what happened. If you want you can check the VOD, but I don't suggest you do that because it was really boring. This is the recap for this game and this is not a joke. If you want to watch it, feel free to. Game 3 was also similar to our second game. It was pretty accepted that Gen.G will stop GAM, and so they did. They had shaky early game, however it was pretty evident that they are levels ahead of GAM. Gen.G took the win. Game 4 and Game 5 is where things became interesting. In Game 4 we had JDG vs BDS. It was pretty obvious that BDS are the underdogs, however they were able to pick their comfort picks. But we can say the same for JDG. Knight was able to pick his signature arc and the comp for JDG just matched their playstyle. The game started with first blood for BDS. Good patting from Shiu secured it in the top lane. BDS were ahead from that moment onward in GOAT. This game was similar to the Team Liquid game. JDG were down and GOAT at minute 25 when they forced a good Nashor fight. They caught Sheo off guard and they won the game. Yeah, just like that, they were just the better team. They took Nashor and finished the game. However, BDS looked really strong and they were a pretty good match for JDG in the first 20 to 25 minutes. And for Game 5, it was time to see if G2 can live up to the expectations, and boy, what a start we had. G2 picked Draven for Hans Sama and him and Mickey X were just stomping the bot lane. G2 was so much better than Damwon in the early game. They outplayed them everywhere. Macro, micro, G2 was just dominating, and this is coming from a fan. It was minute 22, 6k gold lead, G2 starts doing Nashor. And of course, it's you. They flip the Nashor, they lose it, get wiped, and Damwon are back in the game just like that. It was starting to look much like JDG game, much like Team Liquid's game. Damwon were getting ahead slowly and were surely going to win the game. They had a really good poke comp. It was really annoying to play against. However, the Rift Gods were merciful for G2. All G2 had to do to win the game is secure the soul, and so they did. Broken Blade engaged and wasted time while his team was securing the soul. G2 took the soul, and from that moment onwards the poke was just not enough for them, it was just tickling them. It took them 43 minutes to finish the game, a game where they were ahead, they were behind, and then they won. Just like that. So for me G2 looked crazy good, but they were choking a bit, maybe because it was first game of the tournament. I'm really excited to see how they perform in the next stage. For games 6 and 7, I'm not gonna go inside them much. We had Weibo versus LNG and Longzhu versus Fnatic. I'm not gonna show footage from these games as it's too brutal for YouTube. I'm just going to say that Weibo won with 15k gold lead. Yes, 15k gold lead in 29 minutes. and Longzhu won with 11k gold lead in 29 minutes. From this series, all I can hope is that EU never picks Ezreal again. This champion just looks bad in this meta. And for our final game, we have BLG versus KT. This was a pretty even match. If you had to watch one match from today, I really suggest you watch this one. It was so back and forth. KT were dominating in the early game. In the mid game, so many fights happened. Everything was executed so well, and a lot of good micro and macro plays occurred. This game was so even until BLG took the soul. Hextech Soul was just so strong on the composition they were playing, and they were able to push KT out of objectives without even forcing a fight. Bean carried BLG out of this game and he played extraordinary. The game ended in 45 minutes, but it was for sure the craziest game that we had today. I really suggest that you watch this game.
It is LPL who will start 4-0 here in the Swiss stage at Worlds. It is BLG who will never say die. This game.
For tomorrow's games and draw, we have Energy versus Team Liquid in the first game. It's NA versus NA. I think Team Liquid are the favorites here, and that's all I will say for now. For game 2, we have Cloud9 versus Longzhu. Longzhu are the obvious favorites after their dominant win. I predict them to win again. Game 3, we have Mad versus BDS. With how clueless and bad Mad Lions looked in the first games, I predict BDS to win this game, even if they are coming as a lower seed in this matchup. After them, we have Fnatic versus GEN.G. This will be probably the wake-up call for Fnatic. If they win here, they can perhaps make it out of the Swiss stage with some lucky draws. It's interesting to see how they perform and if they can live up to the expectations. Boy, after them we have GEN.G versus T1, Korea first seed versus second seed. This will be a bloodbath and I cannot wait to watch it. I predict T1 to win, but this will definitely be the matchup of the day. After them we have G2 versus Weibo. Both teams looked really dominant in their matches. G2 of course threw a 6k gold lead at minute 22 and had to play a 40+ minute game. Weibo on the other hand didn't throw the 6k goal lead and won in under 30 minutes. This is a hype matchup for me as a G2 fan, and I predict G2 to win. After them we have BLG versus JDG. BLG record against JDG is 0-7. With how good they played today, I really don't think they deserve that draw. However, this is the best moment for them to prove themselves. I predict JDG to win, however. And for the last game we have KT versus Dplus Kia. I honestly don't know who will win here. It's a 50-50 matchup for me. It's pretty balanced. I think KT are probably a bit on top. So if you can watch only 2-3 games, I really recommend to watch GEN.G versus T1, G2 versus Weibo, and KT versus Dplus Kia. This will be the most exciting games tomorrow. And of course, if you're a fan of the West, you can be really happy that every region will take a win tomorrow. Before we wrap today's video, let's check the pick'ems. For our most picked champion, we have Kai'Sa with 28 picks and a second place for Xayah with 24. Our most banned champion right now is Orianna with 27, followed by Maokai with 26. For most total deaths, we have Rel with 61 and Renekton with 60. Highest win rate right now is Rumble with 80%. And we have 7 champions that were played in 2 different roles. If you have picked a highest game over 45 minutes, today this happened. BLG versus KT was 45 minutes and 17 seconds. Day 1 of Worlds is finally over. I'm so happy to be doing these recaps for you guys. I had a big fever today, but this didn't stop me. So if you like the video, if you want to see more videos like this one, please leave a comment below. Subscribe to the channel and like the video. I will be seeing you guys in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye bye.